Welcome to ComfortTV.channel news, where we bring you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. My name is Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us again. In the headlines, President Tinubu welcomes Senate confirmation of General Christopher Musa as Defense Minister. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu empowers 9,500 persons with disabilities across Nigeria. INEC Chairman urges cooperative society to uphold transparency and accountability. Federal government deploys special security team to Kano as Governor Yusuf intensifies anti-bandit operations. Kwara State recruits 2,600 forest guards to strengthen security. Former Army Chief Buratai rejects claims that Nigeria is a potential failed state. On the business, Federal Executive Council approves 2026-2028 medium-term expenditure framework. Host Community Development Trust transforms Niger Delta communities. On the foreign scene, Israel confirms return of Thai hostage remains. EU to launch antitrust probe on Meta over WhatsApp AI. On sports, Celtic appoints Wilfred Nancy as new manager, and WBC orders heavyweight final eliminator between Lawrence Okoli and Moses Itauma. Now the news. President Bola Tinubu has welcomed the Senate's confirmation of retired General Christopher Musa as Nigeria's Minister of Defense, praising lawmakers for swiftly approving the appointment and noted its timeliness amid the nation's ongoing security challenges. The Senate confirmed General Musa following a 5-hour screening session in which he faced questions on recent security lapses, including the withdrawal of troops from Government Comprehensive Girls Secondary School in Maga, Kebbi State prior to the abduction of schoolgirls on November 17. General Musa pledged to investigate the troop withdrawal, the killing of Brigadier General Musa Uba in Borno State, and other attacks targeting military officers. During the screening, he highlighted gaps within the armed forces, called for enhanced funding, coordinated interagency operations, and strengthened community engagement. He also emphasized the protection of schools through the Safe Schools initiative and a zero-tolerance approach to terrorism and banditry, urging collective support from all Nigerians to confront security threats. General Musa's confirmation comes at a critical time with rising concerns over nationwide kidnappings, insurgency, and mass abductions, making his leadership pivotal in addressing the country's security challenges. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has disbursed financial support of 200,000 naira each to 9,500 persons with disabilities (PWDs) nationwide, marking this year's World Disability Day. The disbursement was flagged off at Mambila Barracks, Abuja, with 250 physically challenged military and police veterans receiving support. The initiative, part of the Renewed Hope Initiative (RHI), aims to foster an inclusive society by empowering individuals to participate meaningfully in the nation's economic and social life. The First Lady emphasized that the program aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, which promotes inclusive growth and ensures that no Nigerian is left behind. The Economic Empowerment Program for PWDs is designed to provide business recapitalization grants to strengthen livelihoods and support self-reliance. Since its launch in 2023, the initiative has assisted over 100,000 women petty traders and small business owners, including PWDs across sectors such as agriculture, education, health, and social welfare. Senator Oluremi Tinubu also launched the RHI Economic Empowerment Program in Ekiti State, where 250 PWDs receive a total of 50 million naira at Lady Jibo Hall, Government House, Ado Ekiti. The program provides 200,000 naira each to PWDs in every state and the Federal Capital Territory to recapitalize existing businesses and improve livelihoods. The event in Ekiti State was attended by Governor Biodun Oyebanji, his wife and RHI State Coordinator Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji, Deputy Governor Chief Mrs. Monishade Afuye, Secretary to the State Government Professor Habibat Adubiaro, and others. Through the initiative, the First Lady aims to make the Empowerment Program an annual event to coincide with the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, ensuring continued support for PWDs and reinforcing the nation's commitment to inclusion, social progress, and shared prosperity. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Professor Joash Amopitan, has urged the leadership of the INEC Staff Multi-Purpose Cooperative Society to uphold the Commission's core values of transparency, integrity, and accountability. The call was made during his keynote address at the Society's annual general meeting and election. Professor Amopitan advised the cooperative leadership to manage member funds prudently and ensure free and fair internal elections. He emphasized zero tolerance for corruption and mismanagement, noting that cooperative funds are meant for members' welfare and not for party or personal use. Professor Amopitan reaffirmed the Commission's support for the Society, particularly its housing project initiative, and noted plans to work with the Central Bank of Nigeria and Ministry of Finance to expand staff housing opportunities across the country. He appealed to members to strengthen unity and collaboration within the INEC family and continue building a more resilient and competitive society. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered the deployment of a special security team to tackle banditry and criminal activities in several Kano communities. The move comes amid escalating attacks in Sanyawa and Shanono local government areas, where bandits have been infiltrating from neighboring Katsina states. Kano State Governor Engineer Abakabir Yusuf visited the affected areas on Tuesday, consoling victims of recent attacks and assuring residents that the government is determined to end the bandits' activities. Governor Yusuf briefed President Tinubu on the security situation, prompting the president to approve the deployment of the specialized security team. The governor revealed that additional measures are underway to enhance mobility, strengthen logistics, and provide operational support to security agencies confronting banditry. Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak of Kwara, governor, has announced the recruitment of 2,600 additional forest guards to support security agencies in tackling rising insecurities in the state. The recruitment aims to address banditry, kidnappings, and other criminal activities affecting communities in Edo, Ifelodun, and other local government areas. Governor Abdul Razak visited the training ground of the newly recruited guards to motivate them and their instructors, emphasizing the importance of securing lives and properties across the state. The administration has highlighted that no effort will be spared to stabilize troubled areas and reassure residents that concrete measures are being taken to restore peace. Over 700 forest guards had already been recruited, trained in basic military tactics, and deployed alongside security agencies to strengthen surveillance and combat criminal activities. The new recruits will complement ongoing operations by ensuring that reclaimed forest areas remain unsafe for bandits and kidnappers, preventing them from returning to former hideouts. The coordinated strategy between the military and forest guard aims to provide a lasting solution to insecurity, with the new personnel expected to play a key role in maintaining safety and peace in affected rural communities. A former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, retired, has dismissed social media claims suggesting that Nigeria is a potential failed state, describing such assertions as misguided and disconnected from the country's historical resilience. He argued that projections such as the 2011 CSAT assessment failed to account for recent leadership reforms and the determination of Nigerians to overcome adversity. General Buratai highlighted that Nigeria has repeatedly survived political instability, economic shocks, and security threats that might have overwhelmed many other nations. He noted that both past and present leaders from independence to today have steered the country through crisis, and that a new generation of leaders in government, private sector, civil society, and technology is committed to national unity, accountability, and citizen engagement. He commended historical figures including Nnamdi Azikiwe, Ahmadu Bello, Yakubu Gowon, Murtala Muhammad, and Olusegun Obasanjo for guiding Nigerians through defining periods, while asserting that current leaders are even more responsive to the needs of citizens. On security, General Buratai described the situation as a renewal phase, noting that Boko Haram has been significantly weakened compared to its peak years. He cited ongoing infrastructure projects including railway modernization, road upgrades, airport expansion, and the Dangote refinery as evidence of a country actively building towards a stronger future. This is Comfort TV. The channel news will return shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Many thanks for this is ComfortTV.channel news. In the world of business, the Federal Executive Council (FEC) has approved Nigeria's 2026-2028 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework (MTEF), setting out economic assumptions, revenue projections, and spending priorities for the next 3 years. The approval followed a briefing by Minister of Budget and National Planning, Mr. Atiku Bagudu, after a council meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu. The MTEF was prepared jointly by the Budget Office of the Federation and the Ministry of Budget and National Planning. The council adopted an oil production benchmark of 2.06 million barrels per day for 2026, while fiscal planning will be based on a more conservative 1.8 million barrels per day. The oil price was set at $64 per barrel, and the exchange rate's assumption is 1,512 naira per dollar. Inflation is projected to average 18% in 2026, reflecting macroeconomic and fiscal modeling by the Budget Office and partner agencies. Based on these assumptions, total Federation revenue for 2026 is estimated at 50.74 trillion naira, with the federal government expected to receive 22.6 trillion naira. States 16.3 trillion naira, and local governments 11.85 trillion naira. The Petroleum Industry (PIA) Act 2021 has introduced Host Communities Development Trust (HCDTs) to empower oil and gas host communities in the Niger Delta. Section 235 mandates oil companies to contribute 3% of their prior year's operating expenditures to trust funds managed by boards of trustees appointed with community input and registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Funds support community-led projects in infrastructure, education, healthcare, environmental protection, and socio-economic development. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) oversees compliance via its host company system. Since 2021, hundreds of projects including schools, hospitals, civic centers, scholarships, and business programs have been implemented. Leaders note that while progress is evident, many companies have yet to establish or fund their trust fully, limiting impact. The House of Representatives is investigating alleged non-compliance, highlighting the need for enforcement. On the foreign scene, Israeli and Thai authorities have confirmed that the remains handed over by militants in Gaza belong to Sud-Hisak Rintalak, the last Thai hostage taken during the Hamas-led attack on October 7, 2023, which triggered the war. Rintalak, an agricultural worker on a kibbutz, was killed on the day of the attack, and his body was taken into Gaza. His family has been notified of the identification. Since the start of a U.S.-brokered ceasefire in early October, Israel has received 20 living hostages and the remains of 27 others from Gaza. Only one Israeli hostage, Ran Vili, remains in Gaza. Vili, who served in an elite Israeli police unit, was killed while helping civilians escape during the October 7 attack, and his body was later taken to Gaza. Israeli authorities continue efforts to recover his remains. Search and recovery operations in Gaza, including the Jabalia area, continue under the truce, with both sides seeking to complete the first phase of the ceasefire agreement. Brussels is preparing a new antitrust investigation into Meta platforms concerning the integration of its AI system into WhatsApp. The probe reported by the Financial Times will focus on how Meta rolled out the Meta AI chatbot and virtual assistant in the messaging app across European markets starting March 2025. The investigation comes amid growing scrutiny of big tech's use of generative AI on widely used platforms. Italy's antitrust authority initially opened a related inquiry in July over claims that Meta exploited its market position by embedding AI into WhatsApp. In November, the probe was expanded to investigate whether Meta blocked rival AI chatbots from operating on the platform. The European Commission is expected to announce the investigation soon. The probe will be conducted under traditional EU antitrust rules, not the Digital Markets Act currently applied to Amazon and Microsoft Cloud services. Meta has stated that it has not received official details of the investigation and described previous claims in Italy as unfounded. On sports, Celtic has announced Wilfred Nancy as its new manager on a 2.5-year contract. Nancy enjoyed success in MLS, winning the MLS Cup and Leagues Cup in 2024 and earning the MLS Coach of the Year award. He also led CF Montreal to the Canadian Championship in 2021. Celtic confirmed he would have the club's full support as he begins his tenure. The announcement coincides with the return of Nigerian striker Kelechi Iheanacho, who has been sidelined for a month with a hamstring injury. Iheanacho has made 8 appearances for Celtic since joining in September, scoring 3 goals and providing 1 assist. He has also been named in Eric Chella's 54-man provisional squad for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Moving on, World Boxing Council WBC has mandated a final eliminator for its heavyweight world championship featuring Britain's Lawrence Okoli and Moses Itauma. The winner of the bout will secure a future shot at the WBC heavyweight title. Okoli, a world titleist at cruiserweight and bridgerweight, is the WBC's #1 ranked heavyweight contender, while Itauma, only 20 years old with 13 professional fights, is ranked #4. Both fighters have other scheduled bouts. Okoli is set to fight in Nigeria on December 19, and Itauma is scheduled to face Jermaine Franklin in Manchester on January 24. The Okoli vs Itauma clash, if arranged, promises a high-stake contest between an established champion and a rising talent, setting the stage for the next contender in the WBC heavyweight division. And that's our news bulletin this hour. Before we go, a recap of our top stories. President Tinubu welcomes Senate confirmation of General Christopher Musa as Defense Minister. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu empowers 9,500 persons with disabilities across Nigeria. INEC Chairman urges cooperative society to uphold transparency and accountability. Federal government deploys special security team to Kano as Governor Yusuf intensifies anti-bandit operations. Kwara State recruits 2,600 forest guards to strengthen security. Former Army Chief Buratai rejects claims that Nigeria is a potential failed state. On business, Federal Executive Council approves 2026 to 2028 medium-term expenditure framework. And on foreign, Israel confirms return of Thai hostages remains, and on sports, Celtic appoints Wilfred Nancy as new manager. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. My name is Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected.